What's your favorite? How did you get? When will I be remembered? Was it ever? Where did all go? How do we know? Oh, forget it. Soren, Bowie, Daniel O'Brien. Two best friends and comedy writers. If there's an answer, they're gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time here. I think you'll have a great time here.
So, hello again and welcome to another episode of Quick Question with Soren and Daniel, our first episode back in the new year. That's right, it's now Daniel-wary, woo-thousand, and funny Soren. This is the podcast where two best friends and comedy writers ask each other questions and give each other answers. I am one half of that podcast, senior writer for Last Week Tonight, author of How to Fight Presidents, the co-host with the co-most, Daniel O'Brien, joined as always by the Ted to my Bill, the pepper to my salt, the mustard to my popcorn, Mr. Soren Bowie. Soren, say hello.
I'm figuring it out. Hold on a second. It's January of woo thousand
and funny Soren
and funny. Oh, I see. Okay, the funny is now making sense to me.
Yeah,
funny Soren. That was beautiful, Dan. Great job. Great job working on that.
Hey,
that's a good joke. You did great. The Bill to my Ted, or did you say Ted to my Bill?
I said Ted to my Bill.
Yeah, that's even better because it's the name of the show and I should go first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you thought it all through. You're better at these, and I'm gonna let you keep doing them.
That's your New Year promise to me. Thank you for this.
My resolution is to change nothing. I'm doing great. Everything I do is great. So change it. Don't change a thing. Thanks to Shopify for supporting Quick Question. Shopify is a platform designed for anyone to sell anywhere, giving entrepreneurs like myself the resources once reserved for big business. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/QQ, all lowercase. Thanks to Rocket Money for supporting our podcast. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/QQ.
Can I tell you, I had a genuine thought in my head that I wanted the podcast to be better this year. I think this every year. And like right out the gate, like I have my plan for this episode that I think would be an accessible episode. And then as I'm reading the intro and it starts with what to a new person must sound like complete gibberish, nonsense bullshit. Yeah. Immediately, I've lost any new people I hope to gain.
Well, were you hoping to make it better to cast a wider net, or were you hoping to make it better to really reward our listeners?
I don't. No, I want to cast a wider net. I want a deeper pool. Or even if I can't get a much deeper pool, I would like to just once have an episode that I can point to a stranger and say like, oh, this is pretty good. This isn't alienating. This doesn't require you to have not only listened to 4 years of podcasting, but also be kind of familiar with our shorthand and both of our entire careers.
I think
just
honestly,
something
I think we've
like,
got at least
anyone could drop into.
We've got at least 2.5 episodes like that, buddy.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Over the course of 5 years, 6 years? Yeah. I think there's 2 that I think I could go back and be like, well, yeah, maybe this one. Maybe you could listen to this one.
Okay. That's good to know. Well then I did it. Then I did my resolution. This is so much better. Every year you should make your resolution something that you forgot you already did.
And then you just
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, then
now I'm done.
2004 is
done.
all downhill. You just ride it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, Daniel, we should address the fact that I don't know if people can tell. Honestly, I can't really. You are sick still. You're a sick boy.
I am. Either sick still or sick again. The last time we talked, I had COVID famously. And then I recovered, thankfully, from COVID. And again, also thankful my symptoms were very mild. And I had like a week of perfect health where I felt great just to encapsulate all of Christmas festivities. And then immediately got what I'm pretty sure is the flu because it makes sense for all the symptoms that I have. And everyone I was around also got sick, and one of them got tested for the flu. And that's just one of those things. If I'm in a group of people and one of them has something, I'm like, oh, thank you for doing the legwork. I probably have that too. I won't investigate further.
So did you got a flu shot this year, right?
I did not know.
So and did Shay get one? You don't know. Oh, she's anti-vax. I forgot.
No, that's absolutely not. I think there's got to be some kind of, I don't know what the legalities are of how much of my girlfriend's medical information I give on this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, you were concerned that you were going to be exposing too much by telling me whether or not she got a flu shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Don't tell me. That's fine. I'll tell you that my whole family got them. My whole family gets them every year. I didn't ever used to get them when I was in college and like a young adult. I thought, what is the problem? I'm young.
Right.
How could a flu hurt me? Without any sort of like further thought than that. And since I've been a parent, I'm like, everyone get your fucking flu shot. Just get it. Just go get your flu shot. But
I have been bad about getting the flu shot for my entire life.
Yeah, I was too.
I think even like hopefully I'll be better, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling great about it.
I mean, the reason I get flu shots now is convenience. My kids go to get it, and while I'm there and they're getting poked, they're like, you want one? I'm like, yeah, give me one of those. And then I get one too.
I guess you kind of have to. They're not driving yet. They can't just do that on their own.
No, they don't go to their own appointments yet. But I will get them only because of convenience. I think that if I had to schedule my own appointment, I would be kind of like you. It'd be like January. I'd be like, oh shit, you know what I forgot? Yeah. I never get a flu shot. Now, my mom, she was a nurse.
My mom
was a nurse in an ER for a very long time. But also has like she has a very crunchy philosophy when it comes to medicine. She is like holistic, and she's always looking for stuff that Western medicine is missing. And so she's skeptical of Western medicine despite being an ER nurse. I think
a lot of medical professionals are.
Yes. And so my brother and I have joked that she's one bad friend away from being anti-vax. I don't think that's probably true. She's much better than that. But she has not gotten her flu shot in a very long time. And she's now over 70. And I'm like, Mom, you got to get it. Like this is like, you get the flu and you're done. It's going to lay you out. And you're up in a cabin in the woods by yourself now. Like, you got to get your flu shot. She's like, I don't know. And it's like, I think that was also contributing to the fact that I didn't get flu shots when I was a kid because my parents were like, you don't need it.
Right. My mom was also a nurse, and I don't recall us getting flu shots every year. And certainly when I was left to my own devices, I didn't do it. And everything always seemed fine. And then years ago, our former boss, Jack, whose wife was a doctor, he was saying I was the same way. I never used to get flu shots because I didn't get them growing up and I never got sick. But then I learned that the reason you get a flu shot is to protect other people who are more vulnerable because you can carry the flu and still give it to them. And I thought, that is some ironclad logic. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. Pass.
It's just so easy.
It's just I'm just selfish enough that they need to make it one more step easier than they have already made it for me. You know, there are so many. Every CVS and Walgreens has all those signs that are like free flu shots. Just come in and get them right now. We're
waiting by the door.
With them. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty convenient. Be better if it was in my house, though.
Yeah.
Be better if it was like on my way to something and I didn't need to stop or break my gait in any way.
Do you think that getting laid out by this flu has changed your mind at all? No.
What do you want, the real answer or the podcast answer?
No, I don't care, I guess. I'm just thinking, like, in your defense, there have also been years where, like, you go get a flu shot and then you get the flu and you'd be like, well, what happened? And then you'd, like, look it up or whatever and they'd be like, oh, yeah, we missed it this year. There's a different strain. Like, we were prepping for, like, these other strains and we just didn't anticipate that, like, the virus was going to play offense in a different direction. Like we game planned, but they also game planned and like they beat us this year. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. So that was a big waste of time where I was like kind of sick for a day and had a sore arm.
Yeah. Yeah, we really blew it this year, but definitely give us another shot next year. We really think we're gonna crack this wide open, and if we don't, just keep in mind, no accountability for us.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I will say that any hesitance that I had before, and I think I speak for you as well, but I just want to be explicit about it. Any hesitance I had before about getting flu shots was not related to what's in the flu shot.
Right.
That is fine. Everything is it's good in the flu shot.
I have no conspiracy theories or fears around the flu shots. It is purely, I swear, laziness.
You're just a lazy person. Yeah. And I am too, but they have made it so convenient for me. This was the first year I went to my pediatrician and they were like, oh, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do yours because we only have enough for the kids. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I had to figure it out on my own. And fortunately, I was going to get before the holidays, going to get my COVID, my new COVID shot, which they're not even calling an update or whatever. Not an update. That's for machines.
Booster?
Yeah, booster. They're calling it an actual vaccine. Like it's a new vaccine. And I was like, I better get that before we go to the holidays. Might as well get the other one too. And then just had kind of a miserable day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be very clear that we are encouraging on this show of people getting all vaccines all the time. Is that too much of an overcorrection?
No, I don't think so. I think the vaccines exist for a reason. And there's proof in the pudding of people who have not been getting getting vaccines in general lately. And all of a sudden, like scarlet fever's fucking back or something else. Like meningitis is showing up all over the place. Like, yeah, get your vaccines. That should go without saying.
Should we get into the show now that we addressed the elephant in the room? Because the reason was to if I sound bad to anyone, like different than the normal bad, it's because I'm very sick and you should have sympathy for me.
One more second. First of all, yes. I'm sorry, Dan. I hope you feel better. Okay. Now, there are like some childhood viruses or bacterial infections that you think like you don't get as an adult. Some of those would be obviously chickenpox, but ones like pink eye or strep throat, those don't feel like adult diseases. Those are adult viruses. When you get a sickness like that, it's embarrassing to tell other people. You're like, I got strep throat. Yeah. And they're like, fucking how? Kissing an 8-year-old?
What causes strep throat?
It is a bacterial infection. Strep throat is a bacterial infection. It only infects your throat. It doesn't usually come with a lot of expectorate or like the mucus that you would get from a cold, but you get a deeply, deeply sore throat and your tonsils get very swollen. You can sometimes get, if you can like see all the way back into your throat, you get some little pustules, like white spots on the back.
No, I remember getting strep as a kid and that like knocks you out. Yeah. That's a no joke thing. As a kid, I really thought like, this is going to be like the greatest threat of my life. Right. And then I got older and it just wasn't there anymore. And are you telling me the reason is because kids are filthy and disgusting?
No, it's not. Kids are just more susceptible to it than adults are.
Oh, okay.
I don't know all of the reasons why. Partially because there's only a few strains of strep throat, and once you get them, like I don't think you really get them again. But also because kids' they're like running so hard. They're always in fifth gear, their immune systems, and I think that it makes it very easy for a bacterial infection like strep throat to slip through. The only way to solve strep throat is
become strep throat.
Is to think like strep throat. You have to get I don't think it's penicillin, but you got to get like some antibiotic for it. And when we were on this trip, Ronan's grandmother got very sick and we didn't know what it was. And she got strep throat. And she's like, it's crazy because I got it last year too. And we were like, what? Adults can get strep throat? And it was like I felt vulnerable, like I had a blind spot. I felt very vulnerable in a way I hadn't felt vulnerable in a while, where I was like, I haven't even been watching this side. Like these gates I have not even been watching. What's been slipping through? And then Ronan got it because he's actually, I guess, from the ages like 3 to 12 or something like that. That's when you're most susceptible. So Ronan immediately got it. He's on amoxicillin now. which is the kid version of a antibiotic. So annoying to just like give your kid same time every day for 10 days, giving them something that they don't like. But he's obviously...
At least he's old enough that he understands.
Totally.
Why?
Yeah, we were like hiding it in pudding for Gilly back when she had an ear infection. But he gets it. He also... The other thing about strep throat is like you've never felt worse. Like you feel terrible until you take antibiotics for a day. And then you're like back in circulation. Like you are back so fast. You shouldn't be back in circulation yet. You should wait 48 hours. But you're back in like, you feel better immediately. And that's what it was for me when I took that doxycycline for when I had a tick bite, where I was like, I'm pretty sure I might die from this. And then within like 8 hours of taking my first dose, I was like, I'm back, baby. Well, why take the rest? And so in some ways, like that's great because it's not a sickness like a cold that always has a long run out at the end. It's like you take the first dose of your drug and you're like, oh, I'm better. That was bad, huh, guys? All right. Well, I'm back now. Let's go for a mile run. like you're fine. And that's been great. But she obviously she doesn't know where she got it. But it does travel like a cold, like it travels in air vapor and then like little water molecules and stuff like that. And my brother also got it recently. And I'm like, where's everybody getting this strep from? I mean, as a kid, do you remember your mom being at all concerned that she was also going to get strep from you?
No.
I don't either. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get to a doctor. Have I divulged too much information about my family on this podcast, about their medical history?
I don't know.
Okay.
It depends. I mean, it depends on how embarrassing the reason is for how someone gets strep.
I don't think
it's possible.
I think it's because it travels like a cold. You get it from like touching surfaces or like someone coughing near you and stuff like that. I think that's fine. But yeah, we were all very surprised that she got strep. And then I think immediately you can give it to kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I have such strong memories of getting strep tests at school as like a regular part of the year, if not twice a year. You would just get it.
That's right.
You were just like,
it's that
this
terrible
is the time
swab.
when kids get strep, so like do this thing.
They would put that swab all the way down your throat.
Yeah.
It's really an awful test. I felt so bad for her because she's so excited to see her grandkids. We get there and she's immediately bedridden. Like she can't really hang out. And she did try. Like she came out and like made a delicious pie and stuff, but she was like wearing a mask because she didn't know if it was COVID or what. Like she did all the right things. And she just lucky, I guess, that she got strep as a senior citizen. Like it's rough, man.
Well, should we get into the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Soren, it's the new year.
Oh shit. You're right.
Yeah. And I thought this might be fun. So The Ringer, which is one of the last websites in the world, they put out a bunch of year in review articles, and one of them was the 84 sentences that explain 2023.
Okay.
They're just sentences that are pulled from social media, from speeches, from interviews, from TV and movies, from whatever, just sentences. They're not even like ranked best, most. It was just like, here are the sentences that explain this year. And I'm curious. I'm not exactly sure how to get into this with you, because at first I wanted to just read all of them and see how many you would get. But that seems like it might take a long time. I could just also jump around. How well do you think you would do on a list of 84 sentences that define the year 2023?
I think I do pretty well.
Okay. Let's start with an easy one.
Okay.
Because like this one, the game is given away, and it's not meant to be like a test. I'm making it a test for you. The game is given away by who says it, and especially if I say the name of the person who says it. This from January of 2023 is "Good Night, Katie," and it's a line delivered by Megan. And Megan is spelled M3GAN.
Jesus Christ. I have no idea
really?
What this context is. No.
From the movie Megan? also spelled M3GAN.
Oh, gee. Okay. So this is also like pop culture. This isn't just like,
Yeah.
okay. And why would that encapsulate 2023?
It's just
These are things from 2023 you might remember.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Here's what I
think
thought.
it might speak also to like an extremely online person.
Oh, okay.
That was my takeaway from this list is someone who is both extremely online and also extremely into reality TV. There's a lot of reality TV in the list.
Then I'm going to do very poorly. I see. Here's what
great.
I anticipated this was going to be was you have like these quotes from people that just feel like they have the heartbeat of the year, like already. Like I'll give you like an example, like Brian Ferenczi, who's a friend of ours from 5 Second Films. Remember him?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he had a tweet this year that was, my self-driving Tesla crosses 4 lanes of freeway traffic in an attempt to jackknife an oncoming Subaru. In the final seconds of my life, I'm filling out a CAPTCHA to try to regain control of the vehicle, but I don't know which squares in the grid are woke. Like that felt to me like, oh yeah, that's 2023.
That's the most perfect, efficient time capsule for the year I think a person could conceive of.
This is not that list.
No.
I thought it was going to be like, when you said Katie, I was like, okay, this is Katie Couric. This is like something that happened in the news. This is going to be a big deal. All I'm getting is good night. And Megan spelled wrong. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. All right.
But that's illustrated for me that like you weren't swept up in Megan Fever as the first and most exciting movie of 2023.
I do remember everyone really going hard at Megan and like the dancing and stuff like that Megan was doing. Everyone was already hated the movie before they had ever seen it, and then that obviously she became a mascot then at that point.
You've got the wrong read on this, man. We all loved it.
You loved
Everyone
Megan?
loved Megan. Yeah. We loved the idea of Megan, and then we went to go see the movie, and I saw it in a rowdy movie theater where me and a bunch of other people kept saying, "That's Megan," every time Megan was on screen. It was awesome.
Oh, I like that angle a lot
and
better.
they're gonna make more Megans, and it's gonna be terrible. This is one of those perfect movies where they didn't realize they were making something campy and ridiculous, and until a trailer came out and Twitter took the ball and ran with it, and then I think everyone behind the movie was like, "Yep,
Yeah,
we don't think it's elevated horror either. We also think it's stupid and funny. You're right. That was our intention. Enjoy this silly campy movie."
Good for them for pivoting, though. I mean, it's so easy to dig your feet in and be like, "No, what I made is art."
Right.
Oh no. Okay, I didn't realize. All right, no. So I'm changing my answer. I'm gonna do poorly. Give me some other ones.
Some of these are just like things that happened. February 1st, 2023. I'm retiring for good. Tom Brady.
Yes.
You remember that?
Course. You didn't have to give me even the name. I would have gotten that one.
Great. How about this? What was the universe trying to say to me by depriving me of both my brother and my penis?
Don't know. What a great out of context quote, though.
I think the source might surprise you. It's from Prince Harry's autobiography, Spare.
What? Did he lose Did he lose his penis somewhere?
He was on like a winter expedition and got frostbite on his dick and was worried he was going to lose it.
Wow, did I miss this? That's amazing. That would have wonderful story.
And it was a story that he told on Colbert, and it made the rounds everywhere. And it was like one of the several pull quotes from his book when he and Megan did their massive, we are in the next phase of our entertainment careers tour, when they were just like both everywhere for a big part of 2023.
Oh, I did avoid a lot of that.
Excerpts from his book were all over the place.
Now, he lost. So I mean, just trying to think of like logistics of how you would frostbite your penis, because it's nestled in a little area designed to for that never to happen.
Right.
Like that would be real. It requires some level of exposure.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Jacking off in 40 below temperatures.
This is another sports thing that maybe you'll have a better recall of. Prior to the pass, holding, number 24, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Is this the... Say that one again.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 24, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. Said by Carl Sheffers.
Yeah, but who's playing in this? At first I thought it was going to be a brotherly shove thing from the Eagles, which has been a very big deal this year, but it's not. It's... What game was decided by that? I don't know what this one is.
It's from the Super Bowl.
Oh, God, I don't remember. That was forever ago.
I don't
like February.
Remember a holding call being
pivotal
in the last Super Bowl. Maybe I'm nuts.
I don't either. Man, that was it. But honestly, the Super Bowl feels like it was Olympics. It feels like it was 4 years ago. I can't.
Yeah.
All right, that one I didn't get. I'm not doing great here.
February 19th, 2023. Angela Bassett did the thing.
No, I mean, this is all too far away. I've forgotten anything that happened in February.
It's so wild to me. It feels like we live in two different worlds. The things that are so clear to me as like a hallmark of this year that maybe never penetrated through to you, maybe never made it to your desk.
Is this that? Oh, fuck. I think I do know what this is. Such a vague memory. It's not even her. It's somebody else saying it. It's somebody else in an award show saying it about her.
It's somebody else rapping it. It's wild to me that on the one hand, I'm saying you didn't know what this is from, but meanwhile, I'm like, why, Soren, it was from the 2023 BAFTAs, of course.
Oh, God.
Why weren't you watching the BAFTAs?
Yes, I do know what this is, but not. I mean, obviously, I was not watching the BAFTAs, but okay. There's my little hallmark. I can get a foothold in the BAFTAs because she rapped a a shout out to a bunch of different people, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes. Okay. A bunch of different women specifically. She made a whole song / rap about being at the BAFTAs, and I can't remember if she was presenting or hosting. It doesn't matter. It's lost to time. And
who was it?
This particular Ariana DeBose.
Okay.
Who is divisive on the internet for reasons that I don't fully understand. She's got extreme like theater kid energy, and sometimes we hate that, and sometimes we love it. I don't know why people really hate it. This performance was really silly and kind of cringe-inducing, but also adorable and delightful, and it was just fun to rewatch clips of her saying Angela Bassett did the thing as part of her fast rap of all of the women performers in the previous year, never elaborating on what did the thing is. It's about her performance in Wakanda Forever. And
I love that. I'm reading it now. Like, she's got like actual like Viola Davis, my woman king.
Viola Davis, my woman king.
Blanchett, Kate, you're a genius. Jamie Lee, you're all of us.
Oh yeah.
And Angela Bassett did the thing. That's what you say about somebody you hate. Like if you have to like you
is less. Every bit of it makes no sense. Every like the starting point of I want to say something great about every woman nominated in this category. That's a fine idea. Do that. But Jamie Lee, you are all of us. What does that mean? What could that mean? What? It's not like her performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once was specifically like a valve release of tension for everybody. She didn't like.
I don't think it's
Jamie Lee Curtis didn't play a part that was like, yes, she said what we're all thinking. She played like a wild part in that movie. And it's insane to say that you are all of us as like the one accolade you're giving to Jamie Lee Curtis. Viola Davis, my woman king, that makes sense. That is the name of the movie she was in and the part that she played. Blanchett, Kate, you're a genius. But sure, that is defensible. it's less defensible when you realize you didn't do phone book name rules for rhyme purposes.
Nope. It doesn't need to be that way.
That is a thing that like it's a goofy thing you excuse in music if you're like, this year's better than 2028. I like you, Blanchett Kate. You don't do it when you don't need to rhyme 8 with anything. Blanchett Kate, you're a genius, and it like doesn't make it doesn't impact the rhythm at all. It's just an inexplicable choice. And of course the coup de grace was, and Angela Bassett did the thing.
Oh my God, this is wonderful. Like the whole thing is okay. So Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm guessing that she means by that is that the character that she played was so pedestrian and like what I'm gonna say. This is a very insulting thing that Hollywood regularly does, where they want somebody to look like an ordinary American and they just make them look like a swamp creature. They like what Hollywood thinks middle America is, or like the average person is. They're like, make them disgusting, make them as like pear-shaped and weird as possible. There it is. There's my America. There's my slice of Americana. And they did that with her. And so maybe she's also being like, yeah, you represented all of us. We're all like that.
Maybe they also gave her hot dog fingers in that movie.
They did do that. That's true. That's not really a Midwest thing, as far as I know. Hey, let me ask you, what's a hobby that you're doing right now? Are you learning to play guitar? Are you knitting? Did you learn how to warp a loom and start weaving? I think those are real terms. Whatever your hobby is, you never know when that's going to blow up and become a legitimate business. And it could. You have to believe in yourself. It happens all the time. Think about all those people on Etsy that just yesterday were thinking, I just like making cabinets on my own. And now they're sweating to make orders for everybody. Well, Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your own online shop stage to the first real store stage to, oh my God, we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. I think the only reason we would ever create actual things that we could sell for this show, it would just be a competition. We would sell some DOB Devo t-shirts and some Soren shirts and just see which one sells better and then rub it in the other one's face every single episode. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. I know there's a big issue right now with people deciding, is it good AI, is it bad AI? Shopify's got the good one. The good one's on their team. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way. Those are real people behind Shopify, because businesses that grow with Shopify. So sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/QQ, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/QQ to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/QQ. Hey, longtime listeners of the show and connoisseurs will know that I recently discovered that I was still paying for Sirius Radio, despite not having used it for 1.5 years probably. And the real diabolical part about subscription-based services like that is that they renew every year. And they don't tell you before they renew. You just renew and then they go, hey, congratulations, you renewed. And then you think, well, shoot, I already bought it for a whole nother year. Well, I'll just wait. I'll definitely get it next year. But it never works, and they're counting on that cycle. Well, Rocket Money can help. Do you ever feel like money is just flying out of your account and you have no idea where it's going? Well, it's all those subscriptions. Between streaming services, fitness apps, delivery services, parenting apps, it's endless. So I use Rocket Money to help me find out what subscriptions I'm actually spending money on. And let me tell you, it was eye-opening. And I had them cancel the ones that I don't use anymore, saving me bucks in my pocket, ladies and gentlemen. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I just cancel it with a tap. Rocket Money is essentially the middleman. They're the buffer. When I'm trying to cancel, I don't have to listen to somebody say, what can we do to get you to stay? No, Rocket Money takes care of that for me. They get their hands dirty, and mine stay clean as a whistle. I never have to get on the phone with a customer service agent ever. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So, stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/QQ. That's rocketmoney.com/QQ. rocketmoney.com/QQ.
Do you know who this is? I went into the darkness and I contemplated a lot of different things. This is football again.
Is this Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Yeah, got it. Oh, thank God.
Can you explain what happened?
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, fuck. What interview was this? It was when we were down on Aaron Rodgers again for a little while. Like we go through like these cycles on Aaron Rodgers where like everyone's like, what the fuck? He didn't get his vaccine and he eats clay? Like what is going on? He and Shailene Woodley, like what are they doing together? But then all of a sudden like he joins the Jets and everyone's like, perfect move. He's going to bring the Jets back into, they're going to be Joe Namath days. Like it's going to be awesome.
Right. So, and this was March. So this is before he joined the Jets. My memory of Aaron Rodgers this year until recently, because he's in the news now for being shitty, but my knowledge of him in 2023 was every time I was either at the gym and sports was on, or I was trying to watch basketball, the dominating news story was there is no news from Aaron Rodgers. This was that period where
his isolation
he hadn't
retreat.
left the Packers yet.
Yes.
And every day someone would, like, for some reason, it dominated around the horn. It dominated every sports channel there was just someone to update saying there is no update on Aaron Rodgers. And it was driving me nutso.
Yeah.
Just this millionaire sitting around taking his time to make a decision, and everyone else, all the commentators, just talking about the lack of decision.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, I forgot about this. Okay. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers disappeared for a while. And it was an isolation that was what's the word? Prescribed. And he never really came out and said specifically what he was doing during it. Is that right?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
He went to like a yurt or something, and then emerged and decided, I'm going to be a New York Jet.
Yeah, that's right. And then immediately twisted his ankle. Oh.
Yeah.
Or blowed his knee. I
thought it was one of the like devastating ones. It's not Achilles, right?
Oh, you know what? It was. It was his Achilles tendon. But then he was like, he was on his feet again like 2 months later, and everyone's like, oh shit, maybe that clay shit works.
Yeah. I would be surprised if you knew any bit of this. This is from March of last year. This is someone is talking on TikTok. Make a vodka sauce pasta with me because I'm grounded. Because, well, first, do you want to guess why this person is grounded? It's a daughter of a famous director.
Is this Martin Scorsese's daughter?
No.
Oh, and it's not Mandy Patinkin's family. I don't know who this is.
Make a vodka sauce pasta with me because I'm grounded. Because I tried to charter a helicopter from New York to Maryland on my dad's credit card because I wanted to have dinner with my camp friend.
I don't know this.
That's Sofia Coppola's daughter. And it's exactly what it sounds like. She tried to use her dad's credit card to charter a helicopter to have dinner with her friend.
Who is her dad, Spike Jonze?
I don't know. I only know her as Sofia Coppola's daughter because I'm an ally.
Oh, wonderful. How old is this girl? Do you know? Is she like a teenager or is she like 18?
She's a teenager.
She wanted to go see a friend from camp. Oh, I like this a lot. This is a fun game, Dan.
16 years old.
I'm basically like, this is what I need for 2020 at the end of the year for 2023. I need like, okay, well, what actually happened? Because I know what happened on Twitter and it wasn't this.
Right. There's some TV quotes. I wonder how many you've seen.
All right.
I love you, but you are not serious people.
Yeah, that's Succession.
Yeah. I hate pretending that I don't hate things.
Well, that sounds like me. Did I say that? Did I say that about Star Wars?
That's Beef. Did you watch Beef?
Oh no, I didn't. I don't watch Beef.
Beef's good as hell.
Okay.
Today he showed up wearing chair pants, which he calls chants.
I don't know what that is either.
Really?
No.
Oh man, that's jury duty.
I have not watched Jury Duty.
Really? Oh, buddy.
Is that
Gotta watch jury duty, gotta watch Beef.
okay? Wait, Jury Duty's on something weird, right? It's on like Apple Plus or something.
It debuted on either Freevee or Vudu.
Okay.
But you can watch it on Amazon
Okay.
Prime. I think it like initially was whatever Prime's shitty kid that it doesn't want anyone to know about, whether that's Freevee or Vudu. It debuted on that, and then Prime was like, "Oh, people are actually watching this show.
We'll take it from here.
It's a Prime show. It's a Prime show now." I need you to get up on that show because it is such a delightful show, and I need you to fall in love with it so that you can now join me in being outraged that the star of it has a development deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Jury Duty, I assume it's narrative, right? Or is it?
You know nothing about jury
No.
duty? Okay, I'm not gonna. This isn't spoiling it, but it purports to be a mockumentary,
Okay.
like office style mockumentary about working on a jury, but only one of the people involved doesn't realize that it's all fake. There's one person who is an actual human being
Okay.
who is being filmed, and everyone else is actors, including James Marsden playing himself and having a really good time.
Yeah, I see him in that photo here. Well, yeah, I understand now. So this is Windy City
And like
Heat.
you fall, yeah, but you fall in love with this guy because he's such a sweetheart, and the character actors around him are very good and funny, and it's just unlike anything that's been done before, like lightning in a bottle and everything like that. And it ends, and they make the big reveal to him that this was all fake, and he doesn't jump in front of a bus or like have his entire world shattered or anything like all the worry that you have that this guy's gonna flip out. He handles it gracefully and sweetly, and you love him for it. And fast forward to the present, and I'm watching Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper's New Year's Eve countdown, and they bring the one non-actor on the show, and he's like, his hair is done now, and he's dressing better, and he's taking care of himself, and like, I was in construction before I did jury duty, but then I quit that job, and now you're gonna be seeing a lot more of me. It's like,
Oh, that's a bummer.
we didn't want that, buddy. I would be happier if someone could just make you rich and you would go away. We don't need you to be making development deals with Amazon to create shows.
So he's got it. Okay, he's just like he's a Carson Daly type, and they're like, we're gonna make you a star.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
don't even blame him. I blame studios and people with money who saw the success of Jury Duty and how everyone fell in love with this guy, and they just thought, we gotta. This guy is the secret sauce. We need to do more with him. This guy can open a box office. I'm like, no.
I can't.
Well,
Okay.
TV show. We're into May now.
Okay.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pastas, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
You did that great, Dan. That's Tim Robinson. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Thanks, buddy. I'm reading it.
That's my boy Tim Robinson, who I famously met on the
Hell
strike
yeah.
lines. and immediately dropped Sam's name. Did I tell you that story?
You did. I don't know if you told it on the podcast.
Yeah. So obviously he does a lot with Sam. They did Detroiters together, and he still does a lot of the episodes of I Think You Should Leave. I don't know if he's writing on the show or if he's just in them. But the minute I saw Tim Robinson, I was like, who do I know? What can I say? What can I say? Like, I practicing my lie, like what lie I was going to do. But I was like, Tim, hey, sorry to interrupt. I'm Soren. I just want to say I'm a big fan. I'm a good friend with Sam. Like,
Right.
Our mutual friend Sam. And he's like, oh, awesome. Okay, great, man.
Sam Richardson.
So, sorry, did I never say his full name? Okay.
No.
Sam Richard. I was like, yeah, I know Sam. And he's like, okay, great. And I was like, yeah. And then we walked away from each other and I was like, that went really well.
Yeah.
That was great. I think I cut through a lot of noise by saying Sam's name.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, and I don't know Tim Robinson at all, and I won't speak for him, but from what I've seen in interviews and observed, he seems like the kind of person who doesn't want to be
not at all
bothered.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think he's an asshole at all. I think he is just like a great normal human who happens to be a comedy savant and doesn't necessarily want to be talking to fans all the time or even talking about his work, really. There's
a few people in the world who I think they're good at they're doing their thing for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like he has to do sketch. Like it's like in him, like I have to make these things. I have to make these things that I know are funny. And like a byproduct of that is the fame, but the fame was never the goal. And it's so clear with him, like the fame was never the goal. And like, there's a real purity to that. It's like Jokic, like you watch him in post-game conferences. Eli Manning was this way, by the way. Like Eli Manning was somebody who was just like, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. Like, I'm just doing this other thing. And I honestly don't know that football was his passion. I think maybe it might not have been, but he clearly had this he was not interested in the fame at all. And I really appreciate that.
No, he's barely interested in football. He just knows that he's good at it. He was for our listeners, he was the quarterback for the New York Football Giants for a very long time. He's won 2 Super Bowls with them. And like his brother, Peyton Manning, is a superior quarterback. His father, Archie Manning, was a football player as well. So it's like in his blood. He was basically raised to do this. But if you ever, and he's a good quarterback, but if you ever see him in the middle of his job of playing football, he doesn't seem thrilled to be there. And he like famously, when he was drafted for I want to say the Chargers when they were still in San Diego. And he was like, no, I don't want, he like demanded a trade before he even suited up to play for the Giants, which tells me a lot about him as someone who's just like, no, I didn't even want to play football, and now you're making me move to San Diego. No, I'll only do it if I can stay over here.
That's how they got Phillip Rivers.
I want to be on the East Coast.
That's how the Chargers got Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
But he's so fun to watch because he does not care about the game. Like the game is annoying to him. Like he does want it to win, but I think it's not like he's like, there's no passion of like, he doesn't get insane about it the way I would say Phillip Rivers does. And like, he still wins games. Like, and maybe that's like the cool heads prevail motto. Like he can keep it together because he's not passionate about the win. It never seemed like he was. And then you watch like post-game conferences and it was also clear he didn't want to be there either. Like the idea that he would be out in the media spotlight is just like, he's barely civil. Like it's only sort of annoying to him.
Yeah. My circling back to Tim Robinson on this, there's a podcast that I listen to a lot called Good One, a podcast about jokes, which is like a podcast created in a lab specifically for me, because they'll take a comedian and isolate a joke or a sketch or a bit that they've done, and then interview that comedian and like get into the nuts and bolts of why you chose, like really into the minutia of like why this word, why this pause, where did all this come from? The kind of thing that I really geek out about, even though I sometimes hate it in general. And you get a lot of really interesting answers from thoughtful people who like clearly think about their craft all the time. And you also get the episode they did with Tim Robinson and Zach Kanan that they did live at Vulture Fest. And anytime the interviewer is trying to ask specifically like why you settled on this line in the focus group sketch with the car, why you did this, where did this come from? Tim Robinson is always just like, it was just funny. It was the funny line. Like, as much as I love like listening to Mike Birbiglia, who is like a craftsman who can tell you why he picked every single word and every pause in his delivery, I also love Tim Robinson, who was just like, he's not saying this, but basically, no, it's a gut thing and it can't be taught. You're not going to figure it out. I picked it because it's the funniest, and I did it because I'm the funniest.
You don't dissect the bird to find the
song.
song.
Why are you asking me? This is boring. Why do you want to hear this? I picked this because of course I did. Why would I pick something that was less funny?
That's poking a dead frog, right? That's like, there's, what's the point? You can agree with me. It was funny. So that's why it's there.
Yeah. June 6th, 2023.
Yes.
Livy rizzed up baby Gronk.
Yeah, I know this. I still don't know what it means, but there were like there are young kids that are famous for not being like television celebrities, but just like they're really good at their individual things that they're already doing. And like baby Gronk is a little football player, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think baby Gronk is a...
This is one that made its way across my Twitter desk that I didn't understand, but I believe that it's okay that I don't understand. Here's the write-up in the Ringer for it. You don't have to know what the sentence means. In fact, knowing what it means runs counter to why it's important. What matters is that this precise combination of words, uttered in this precise order, taps into our broken psyches unlike anything I've ever heard. And I agree with that. It was just one of those things that I acknowledge that it makes sense to someone, but to people like me who like at the time didn't know what Riz meant and didn't know who Baby Gronk or Livy were, it was just like, why is everyone repeating this phrase? Why is it, what happened? Which it's finding out that Buffalo was a sentence. It's like, how could it be? What do you mean?
Now explain it.
Which one of these is the noun?
I know about Riz because I've got some neighbor kids who are about 12 years old. And so Riz is like, that's in the lexicon around here.
I mean, I know about Riz because I was born with it.
That's true. It's just in your blood. But Baby Gronk, I'm like reading about him now. He's a little football player, but this is the crazy thing. We're calling him Baby Gronk. You want to know what his real name is? Madden.
Adult Gronk?
His fucking real name is Madden, and we're calling him Baby Gronk.
That's so funny.
This is insane. For people who don't know, Rob Gronkowski, that's who Gronk is. He was a tight end for the Patriots, maybe one of the best tight ends in all of history. But John Madden is he is an institution in football in a way that Gronk will never be.
Right. Now, because I'm a little in the weeds on this, you kept saying Baby Gronk is a little football player. Is it like a high school football player?
Younger than that, I think. I think he's only like 10 or something like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's real little. I don't really know what he's like. Yeah, so like there's clips of kids playing football. You'll see them every once in a while, or like basketball. Like, and there's just kids that like people become culturally aware of because they are so good for their age. There's a little girl who plays football, and she plays flag at this age because she's so young, but she is outstanding in a way where like you watch it, even if you have no context for football, you're like, oh yeah, man, she's real good. You just watch the body movements of these people and you're like, yeah, you're great.
Yeah. And Baby Gronk is one of these such mavens.
Baby Gronk is just really good at football.
And Livy rizzed him up, and I still can't believe it sometimes.
Oh, she rizzed him up. Who is Livy?
They rizz up so fast. I have no idea.
Oh, we don't know who she is. Okay. Let me hold on. No, that's Olivia Dunn. She's not related to this. Oh, Livy. Oh, Olivia Dunn is Livy. Okay. She is a gymnast. She's at LSU. She's a gymnast. So she is in college. And maybe that's why this made news. That a college person was like, I'm going to throw some flirtation at a 10-year-old. But I think these are just TikTok stars, basically. They're TikTok stars for their respective things that they do really well, which is gymnasiums and fields.
And so Riz, we joked about it earlier, both of us knowing what it is. I thought I was under the impression that Riz was the new young slang for charisma. That's right. Okay, so but rizzed up means flirted?
Yeah, I think it means like throwing your charisma at somebody. All right. It's the I'm not even going to say the context. The context I was about to give was going to really date me, so I'm not going to do
that. June 12th, 2023. This is another sports one. The job is done. We can go home now.
Ah, that's my boy. That's Joker. That's that's the star of the Nuggets. That's Jokic. He's the best player in the NBA currently, and that's arguable. obviously, but he's like, he dominates in every single stat there is. He can build like a team. It doesn't matter who he plays with. Like he can like make a team great. It's wonderful. He's great.
Yeah.
But he just happens to also be on a team with a bunch of other stars.
Yeah. And the fun and remarkable thing about him is that he truly seems to hate playing basketball. As we were talking about earlier, just a man with a gift who loves his tiny horses. He loves going home. He doesn't seem to care for Colorado, where he plays. He seemed very... There's a clip that I watched a million times after his team, the Denver Nuggets, won the championship last year, where he was talking about going home and like the series being over and he could finally rest. And he was giving a press conference, and someone was like, "Are you excited for the victory parade?" And he turns to someone off camera. When is parade? When is parade? They go, Thursday. And his head sinks. He goes, I have to go home. I have to go home.
Yeah.
Just so upset to learn about the parade in his honor that he has to go to for work. He thought he was done.
It is a job for him. It's a job that he checks in and checks out of. He does his very best when he's at that job. Like he's not gonna just do half-ass it. Like that's his work.
Yeah.
But he just like everybody else hates his job.
Yep. Do you know what sports team? This is also from June. Okay. What sports team? There were a lot of chants for them to sell the team from the fans.
This is during baseball season, unless there's something happened in the trade, there were some trades made in football around that time. I don't know who this is.
It is the Oakland A's.
There we go.
I don't know the circumstances around it because I stopped following baseball.
I don't either. Last thing I know about the Oakland A's is Moneyball. So
that would have tripped. I would have. You're a smarty pants for going into your mind palace and remembering that baseball was happening in June. Because if someone said that to me right now, I would think, oh, Detroit Pistons currently, because they have a sell the team chant going on.
Yeah. And that was under the deadline. Like that would have been in December that we started hearing that.
I think
because they lost their record-breaking game in December. You know about that, right? The number of lost games.
They lost it they lost their record-breaking game.
Yeah, so they got to a point where they lost more games.
In December is when they had the most losses.
Yes, exactly.
Did they beat that losing streak yet?
I don't know. I feel like we would have heard about it. This is like when Powerball starts going up and we don't hear anything until somebody hits.
I hadn't thought about you hear about any streak in any sport and it gets very exciting. Even sad ones like the Pistons losing. Like I'm a basketball fan, but I don't follow Detroit at all. But I've been checking on them for this streak, and I love the press conference where Kate Cunningham was like, "Yeah, we're bad. We're a bad team. We're not losing 25 straight games bad." And this was after they lost 25 straight games, and that's just like intellectually, I completely understand where he's coming from. Where he's like, "We're bad. We're not as bad as we seem. We certainly shouldn't have lost this many games." And it's like, "No, man, you're totally right. You did lose them though. And that's in many ways more important than the soul of your team."
There's you can see it was a slow train wreck happening for the Pistons for years. And I don't know if you could go back to the trust the process portion of their history, but they had it.
I thought trust the process was 76ers.
Was it really? Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, never mind. Both teams wear blue, right?
Sports podcast.
All right.
This is a quote. I wouldn't have known who this quote was from, and it's darkly funny. It's from June 2023, is when it surfaced, but it was originally uttered in 2021. And the quote is, "I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules."
Oh, yeah, that's the sub. That's the guy who made the sub.
It is. It's Stockton Rush, the CEO, who made all those rich guys die in a tomb, and that one rich guy's son.
Yeah, an imploded tin can. Yeah, it is sad that people died, but
yes,
the details were so funny that came out of that.
I know, and his name is Stockton Rush, which makes him really hard to root for to begin with. And he was a billionaire who broke a bunch of rules and thought he was a genius because he had money.
Yeah.
There's a fantastic Behind the Bastards episode, from our friend and former coworker Robert Evans, with I think Andrew T is the guest, and it gives a great deep dive into the Stockton Rush Titan submersible of it all, and it's very fascinating. And you never want anyone to die, but you will be rooting against Stockton Rush a bit if you listen to that episode.
Yeah. That feels like that one's right in my wheelhouse as far as like a 2023, like this represents the year kind of quote.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Had you heard that quote before? Or okay.
But it was his whole philosophy. Like that was just how he lived his life. It was like, they don't apply to me.
Right.
Okay, I think what we ought to do is I don't want to stop doing this because I'm having so much fun. So I think we will just split this up into 2 episodes because I want to keep playing this game. So let's just end it here. I will say all the details here, and then we can keep playing this. Okay.
You know what? Don't even record it. Let's just do it. Just the two of us. Let's just keep playing this game.
Let's just stay on the horn.
Where I just give Soren sentences that happened in 2023.
It shouldn't be as fun as it is, but it's really enjoyable for me. I hope that it's enjoyable to listen to too. All right. You can follow Daniel on Twitter, you can follow Daniel on X at DOB_Inc. You can't follow me there anymore. My account's there, but nothing's happening. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Soren.buoy. You can follow Quick Question on X at QQ_Soren and Dan. You can also find us on Instagram, where there are some really funny clips that I think Gabe put together that are, man, they make the show look a lot more fun than it probably actually is. Gabe Harder is our editor, our sound engineer, our producer. You can find us on Instagram at QQ_with_Soren_and_Daniel. Mouthful. If you liked our theme song, it's by Me Rex. You can find them at merex.bandcamp.com or wherever you listen to your music. And you can watch us. We've done a couple of live episodes. No, I keep saying live. We've done a couple of episodes where Daniel and I are in the same room and we're videoed together. And as much as I hate to admit it, they're better. They're good. You can find those at YouTube/@QQ Podcast. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
I've got a quick question for you, alright? I wanna hear your thoughts, I wanna know what's on your mind. I've got a quick question for you, alright? The answer's not important, I'm just glad that we could talk tonight. So what's your favorite? How did you get? When will I be remembered? Was it ever? Where did all the wings on? Oh, forget it. Soren, Bowie, Daniel O'Brien, 2 best friends and comedy writers. If there's an answer, they're gonna find it. I think you'll have a great time here.